Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I'm familiar with the baby steps. I try to be a good steward of them, but I seem to continuously sabotage myself. So I just need to know, how can I be more diligent in, I guess, following them?
How do you sabotage yourself?
I make that budget. I am on it every day, checking, making sure I'm tracking my expenses. And then one of the family members that I have a need, or I personally will be like, well, I guess I can go out of town and go and do that. And so then I have to recalculate everything. And then I push my...
So you're getting stuck on the meticulous numbers, and one thing throws a wrench in the plans, and you go, oh my gosh, I failed again.
Oh, no, I think it's deeper than that. I think the budget's like a toy. It's like something, it's just something for you to fiddle with. It's almost like a fidget spinner. But your real identity is, if any family member calls for any reason, I'm the hero and I'll save that. Or I'm only going to live once, and so I'm just going to go do whatever I want to do. I'm going to take care of right now me and forget about next year Maureen.
I guess well, if the family calls and they need something, I'm going to cut from my budget line that I have assigned for me. I mean, mind you, it's like minimal for my personal expenses for the month. But
why are you putting your oxygen mask on them before you? You're not in a place to be giving right now.
When you say family, are these your children? Is this a spouse? Who's calling you up going, hey, we need to spend this?
Yeah, adult children.
Ah, how old are we talking?
30.
Oh boy.
Maureen.
I can count on zero fingers how many times I have called my parents for money since I was, 20 years old. So this seems to be, there's a systemic problem where they go, well, mom is going to be sweet and send us some money because we're struggling. What do they need at 30 that something they can't provide for themselves?
Well, I'm providing quite a bit for them already.
Why?
That they live
Wait, why? Maureen, what do you feel guilty about?
It just seems difficult for them to make that step into independence.
It does, because their mom won't let them go.
I wouldn't leave either. This sounds like a brilliant plan. I get to live at home for free. Mom pays for all my expenses.
And then when I run out of money, I call mom, and she cuts herself off at the knees to keep my restaurant budget going.
Okay. Well, I have made some stuff.
Listen, she's like, all right, I'm done with you two.
Yeah, you need some problems. Yeah, you need some problems is what I've heard and listened to. And so I implemented, like, okay, you've got to pay me rent. And so apartment 1, you give me $300, and apartment 2, you give me $750 is what I tell them. And it doesn't come with any concierge services. So I'm trying to, like, implement those steps.
How old are you, Maureen?
I'm 48.
What are your financial goals?
To be debt-free.
So you still have debt?
Mortgage as soon as possible.
Okay. So you have consumer debt?
I have $15,000. I have $15,000 in debt, yes, and I have $187,000 on my mortgage.
Okay.
Hold on. I just got... Sorry, George. No concierge service? As though you'll show them?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That I'm and check the mail for them. I'm not going to go run and grab food for them on my way home.
How would that even be in your mind that you had to say that out loud? They're 30.
Because that's what they asked for.
I think we need a hard boundary conversation to say, listen, I love you guys, and I have loved you too hard, and I have stunted your growth, and that part is on me. But there's a part that's your responsibility, and that is going to live your freaking life. So you have 6 months to get a plan and get out of this house and find an apartment. And if you need 7 roommates and a third job, I'm just saying we need a game plan to get out.
Maureen, have you ever gone to a gym and worked out?
Yes, I hate it.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Here's what you're doing for your kids. They're going to the gym, and they're looking at you saying, Mom, I've got to get stronger. I've got to. I can't live my life like this. I got to get stronger. And you said, okay, I'll go with you. And you walk into the gym, and when they lay down on the bench to lift some weights, you run over there and take all the weight off the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And they push the bar up with no weight on it, and they're now 30, and they're wondering why they can't navigate the world. They're not strong enough. And it's because you keep using them to make yourself feel like you're being a good mom. And that's not their job. Why do you feel this need to keep? There's got to be some guilt you're trying to wipe. I mean, I don't know. What are you trying to solve or accomplish by giving 30-year-olds this much support and care? Do they have special needs? Or they just don't want to work? Or what's the deal?
No. Yeah, they're working. He just finished school, and he took a pause for a bit, and then his fiance is finishing going back to school, and I told them a few months back when I gave them their rent notice that they were going to have to start paying rent that, let's revisit this in June, because if it's working until June, and then, then we'll see where we go from there. But if it's not working, then...
How far below is $300? How far below is that market rent?
Oh, gosh. I mean, that's nothing.
Exactly.
And that's for the youngest one who will pay me whatever I want. And this is the thing. I tell them, I don't need your money. I just need you to do your thing.
But they need your money.
They need your money.
Focus on me. Yeah.
So my word, there's a lot of problems here. Number one is that you haven't put your own mask on first. You're going to remain broke while sacrificing for your kids that can't start their adult life. So that's problem number one. And the other problem here is that their growth will continue to be stunted as long as they still have this sweet scenario. And so your job is not to be cruel, but to be honest on both sides and say, I haven't done a great job of doing this. You guys need to step it up. I'm going to give you 3 months to find a place to live, and I will help you leave gracefully. You don't need to kick them out on the street and evict them, but this is a problem that's gone on far too long. I literally thought you were calling to be like, my 8-year-old needs saxophone reads for band. Yeah, this is a 30-year-old grown adult.
Or a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Or someone about to be married.
My youngest is married. And this is where I say I self-sabotage myself, right? I have my plan. My youngest is married. And I said, well, instead of you guys, carrying that burden of finishing nursing school one semester, why don't you just stay here for a year? And then after that, then go ahead and get your own place. And they're looking to buy. That's going to take them at least another 6 months.
They need to rent. Give them.
They've been saving.
They can go sign a 6-month lease.
Tell them this.
And get used to paying their own bills.
I want to be your mom and not your landlord. I want to be your mom and not your bank. And I can't do both. And if they choose, well, we wanted you to be our bank, then y'all need to have that conversation. But I
Can I ask a hard question, Maureen? What happened to Dad?
Sure. Oh, that's a whole other call.
But I think a lot of this stems from the fact...
Yeah, no, he's there. He's here, but...
Is he?
I don't...
Because it sounds like you've taken on the brunt of all of this, and maybe part of it is because of what's happening with Dad, and you feel like you need to be the savior and hold this family together.
Well, no, he's here. We're married. I just financially don't do anything with him. I do nothing financially with him.
That seems to be part of this problem.
I would start there.
Align. Yeah.
And I wonder if you're trying to buy a continued relationship with your kids. And you want to ask about why you can't keep a budget? Because you got a lot of stuff going on.
The budget's not the problem, Maureen. We have to have a lot of hard conversations really soon.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.